Welcome to this impressive podcast studio in Govardhan village, ashram in India. Next to me is Gaura Nataraja. I'm very happy. Hare Krishna. I'm so excited to have you here with me.
Thank you.
And maybe short introduction. Gaura is a monk, Krishna devotee, living in this ashram for 2 years now, right? And we met a month ago when I was doing here the Jivamukti teacher training, and I had the pleasure to experience you as a very talented and passionate kirtan musician. But we also shared a cab together when we were on our way to the airport of Mumbai, and we had a very deep conversation about 3 hours. All your thoughts, what you said, they inspired me a lot, and I kept thinking about them, and it was still is an ongoing process. So that actually was the initial idea to do this interview with you and give also some other people the chance to hear some of your wise and inspiring thoughts.
Thank you, Jana. Nice to be here with you.
Yeah, welcome. I have 3 questions for you.
Sure.
The first one is, how were you as a child? How did you feel as a teenager? And was there a turning point that gave you the idea there is something more that you want to experience, you want to dive deeper, or maybe not be part of this system anymore?
Thank you. Yeah, it's like the personal journey. What happened? What got you here?
Yes.
But yeah, I didn't always fit in with the system, with authorities. And I think that rebellion started, at that time where I didn't agree fully with the society, the paradigm in which I was raised and lived with. So that subconsciously started a quest for other options. There was a moment that changed me. I was in the park, and on the distance on the bench there was this book, and it was very bright. I saw it like 100 meters away, and I just saw this bright book on the bench with empty park, cloudy day. It's like, what is that? So I rush in, and there's this book called Finding Yourself. This was an engineer from Google who wrote it, and it's about meditation. Like the ABC of meditation: sit, posture straight, listen to your breath, do this for 5 minutes.
Do not move.
If thoughts come back to the respiration. So like this. So I find this book, and I'm like, I looked everywhere. There was no one in the park. It was just an empty park and a book and myself. So I went to a quiet area, and I sat down a tree. I'm like, let's try this. Okay, so it says sit like this, take a breath, 5 minutes. Okay. I'm like, okay, that's 5 minutes. I look into the watch, and it was like 30 seconds. So I began to realize that the mind is very agitated and very quick. But meditation started at 16, 17.
Okay.
Meditation had a very special effect that it opened space for the deep questions of life. Subconsciously, we all wonder why we're here, who I am, what am I meant to do in life, where will I go after death, like the existential questions. As a kid, we all have that thing, like, Mom, where did I came from? And then parents would come with these most bizarre answers, like, my parents like, we just find you in the market, okay? Don't bother us. Like, that's the kind of answers you get as a child. It's like, why I don't see babies in the market, you know? So we all have those questions, and what meditation did, it opened the space where those questions just came a lot to the forefront of my consciousness. I could not ignore them. Many times what we do is like, I'll solve that later. Let me get a job, get married, get this diploma, get these credentials. I'll work on it. That's later. But meditation said, no. What am I here for? Who am I? So on a holiday vacation, I went to a Buddhist temple, And that was my first time with like full-fledged meditation practitioners. 5 a.m., wake up, go to the temple, and sit for 1 hour without budging an inch. And I'm like, I want to move. Like first I was meditating 5-10 minutes. So it's like, I want to move my leg, I want to move my knee, and the monks would just stand still. So that brought meditation to like a higher level in terms of quantity and regularity in my life. And it became so intense that later on, when I met friends and they were traveling around the world, kind of living an alternative lifestyle, going to organic farms and growing your own vegetables and doing yoga and playing like peace and love music kind of thing. And I saw that there's another option. I don't have to follow the paradigm of modern society. And one fine day, I couldn't do it anymore. I go to my mom and like, Mom, I cannot continue living like this. I need to leave home. And Mom is like, sorry, did I hear you well? Yeah, Mom.
How old have you been?
I was 18, just turning 18. Like 2 weeks before I was 18, I was like, I need to follow another life. One of the principles, I'm very grateful to my parents for everything they did since childhood. During those difficult years, it was tough at that time, and still today they're very present and very caring and supportive. And they believed in independence, freedom, and they said, you have freedom to choose. You can do as you will. We won't stop you. So I'm very grateful they did that. It was very difficult for my mom. They were like, where are you going? What are you doing? Now, the circumstances were I had no money and no destination. So I'm like sleeping in the street under a bridge in the middle of Spain. That was my first night. I hitchhiked all the way from my hometown. I hitchhiked. I want to come towards India. So I hitchhiked all the way to north. I went to Spain. The first night I'm sleeping under a bridge. And there was a nice piece of grass, clean, next to the river. And there's this light a candle. And the sun is setting, so it's getting dark. And I have my journal. I'm writing under the candle. And at that time was the first time I could experience the satisfaction of not having. Because now I didn't have a schedule.
Yeah.
I didn't have expectations. I didn't have demands. I didn't have anyone waiting for me. I have an open path to tread, which I myself didn't know where I was going. But I felt satisfied. And that satisfaction, I feel, gives us a lot of courage and is an experience that is available to all of us when we really tune into the heart and have the bravery to act upon it. I feel we all have that calling, to follow your heart. But we don't all have the... I'm not saying I have, I'm still a work in progress. But that moment, a force greater than me took me to leave home. So that's how the spiritual journey began.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing this. So you mentioned that your path is somehow a process of searching, right?
Yeah.
What so far was the most important thing that you could find?
Holy man. Yeah, relationships. I felt that it was the spiritual personalities that I met who aimed or pointed towards a higher destination, a higher goal in life, a higher possibility. I don't know if it's true, but it seems better than everything else I've heard or saw. And I'm walking the path to find it out and inspire others and share with others what I'm finding in the way.
And
but definitely,
you're very good in.
We are eternal seekers, Once a seeker, ever a seeker.
Yeah.
We're all seeking higher experience of love, of happiness, fulfillment.
A couple of days I had a conversation in Mysore. I met this young Indian guy just randomly sitting next to me in a restaurant, and we were also talking about searching and finding. And for me, searching always was something very dissolved, so without focus, not having a goal. And he explained to me a bit different, and now I could feel the sense of searching again, as long as you have purpose or give your life a meaning. And I love the idea that you, on this way of searching, that you find with your heart, things that connect to yourself, right?
Yeah.
And what did you find, not because you were looking for it, that you want to share with other people?
There was unknowing looking. It was a general thing. I'm looking for something, and it's not what I have now. There's something else out there. I need to find that. And imagine if I'm feeding you like 1 week old bread for like 10 years, and suddenly I come to you and said, "Hey Anna, I have this nice cupcake and it has sparklings on top." It's like, wow, I want that. And you taste it, it's like, oh, this is good, this is nice. And then next day is like, yeah, here's your dry bread. And you're like, no, I want, hey, where's the cupcake? I want the sparklings.
Yes.
So the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks, param drishta nivartante. We can give up sense enjoyment, but if we don't find a higher taste, then we'll internally search for that same thing. So the experience of a higher taste then carves your search. And what happened is I realized there's higher levels of happiness that I was not aware of. And that spiritual people who were more tuned in than I was were sharing with me or pointing me towards. And their presence, their character, their aura, it really resonated with my heart. There's more. There's a higher happiness. There's a higher experience of self-realization, of sacred life. So it keeps me on a search. And I keep reading and I keep hearing and I keep studying. Because I feel there's still so much to go and so many things to give away, to let go of. So yeah, I would say there's an intuitive knowing that there's something out there for all of us. Buddhism, for example, was very peaceful. And that sense of inner calmness, stillness, awareness. That really helped me. But I missed the fun, the celebration of life, the joy of dancing, singing, jumping.
Yeah, maybe
living.
You can explain a bit more how your bhakti practice does look like.
Yeah, a lot of dancing and singing. That's basically
okay, now
it.
it's getting interesting.
That's like bhakti. It's just dance, sing, have nice food,
and
hang
love.
out. Yeah, hang out with nice people. That's really how it looks like. And that was the other factor that I really loved about bhakti, was the celebration aspect of it. Bhakti is really funded on hearing and chanting. So we hear about the spiritual truths, and then we chant. We chant about God's glories. We chant about the divine, the sacred. And chanting requires a drum. Chanting requires enthusiasm. And it's something that many people out there are connecting with kirtan.
Yes.
Kirtan. So that joy, and the third aspect was the sense of purity. I'm not sure if everyone connects with that, but the fact that we could party without depending on drugs, on alcohol, on substances, and you can just party. It's like, and there's very good parties.
Yes.
In Bhakti Yoga, I think you did the flower festival.
Yes.
Where you just like throw flowers at others. You just feel like a child, right?
Yeah, true. You were singing there, right? Yeah, I remember. Yes.
You just feel like a child.
Your inner child is awakening and just dancing, not thinking about anything, just be present and feel joy.
Yeah. It's said that as we progress more on the path of Bhakti, we become more childlike.
Yeah.
One of the persons that really I met in my path and inspired me was His Holiness Radhanath Swami, who is here in Govardhan village, the founder of this community. And you can really see that in him.
Yes.
Very sober, very wise sage, but at the same time can be just a very simple, innocent child from one moment to the other.
Yeah.
And just being around Maharaj and seeing that genuine, authentic innocence as deeply inspired me and carved me. Because then you can see it coming alive, how it looks to be a pure-hearted. So those inspirations, those moments of seeing Maharaj just bring tears in the heart of many, many people through his presence, it's something that words cannot describe.
Yeah.
But that gives you that sense of the cupcake. That taste of just being next to a sacred man. It's like, whoa, it's just amazing. It's unique. You really need to experience. Look, and for 8 years I was praying. I was praying to be with holy men. I was praying to Krishna to really bring me to a pure-hearted soul.
You explained a lot now about Bhakti, and I think that helps to understand what it is about. But the most important thing for me, as I could understand, is to experience it. And I also met, during my journey, an Indian poet around the temples of Hampi. And he said one sentence. He said, Bhakti, you cannot describe with words. You have to feel it. And I think this is so true. Because I remember when I came here, of course, I had an idea what Bhakti is about, but it felt so... Honestly, it felt weird for me to say for almost everything Hare Krishna. But it came so so yeah, we have some laughings here in the room. But it became so familiar, and I feel so home now coming back here and finally can say again Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah. Bhakti also has a deep side. That's something I really appreciated, the seriousness. Because a lot of spirituality can be, how to say, mainstream spirituality sometimes can be very shallow. And that's part of it. It's also important to get us to connect. But then there's a deeper side of surrender. And that's the essence of what Krishna teaches in the Gita, Sarva Dharma Parityaja. At the end of the day, after I taught you all this, Arjuna, just surrender unto me. That surrender is very beautiful in how it looks like, but it's very tough on what we have to leave behind. I told you, I was a rebel as a teenager. So coming up and kind of following like people who were deeply inspiring, deeply exemplary in their personality, but that triggers so many inner revolts, so many inner questions, doubt, challenging nature. And it was a process. And the person I am today was so different 5 years back when I first started this path of Bhakti. And a lot of it was about accepting the wisdom, the love, the care that those who have Bhakti are willing to share with me. And it's amazing because however much we try to love God, we try to approach the divine, to that degree multiplied by millions, God is trying to reach out. Yana, come home, come home. And that's really the experience that as I step towards Krishna, then I see so much coming in my path, millionfold. But it's a challenge to let go, to accept a higher truth, to, rediscover myself. So that's the deep side of Bhakti, is that inner process of letting go, surrendering. That's really at the core of Bhakti, is surrendering and embracing the love and grace that God is trying to bestow.
Do you sometimes have doubts about this path?
I feel doubt is natural of any person with intelligence. But I see through the years, it has reduced a lot because faith has increased through the experience, through the surrendering. So the intensity of the faith has nourished itself so much that that kind of hesitation, it's very less present, I would say. And it's like when you're walking on a direction. If you don't know where you're going, if you have doubts, should I turn left? No, maybe it's right. Then you progress slower. You walk slower to get the right turn. The less doubts we have, the faster we progress. And when I joined the monastery, I was like, I want a jet plane back to Godhead. I was like, I want the fast.
Shortcut.
Not shortcut, there's no shortcuts. We all have to tread the path. It was like, what's the quickest way to go,
Bhakti.
you know? Yeah.
Okay.
So it was kind of, so full surrender.
Seems quite successful.
Yeah, full surrender. Yeah. No, but doubt is normal. It's part of an intelligent human being.
When we were sitting in the car, you mentioned 3 options. Let's see if I bring them together. First was, everything happens for a meaning. Everything happens not for a meaning. And the third one is, God treats us differently. You remember?
Yeah. We're speaking about why bad things happen to good people. One is everything is random.
Yes,
there's no reason. It's just like it's like this. So then life has no meaning because it doesn't matter what happened and what consequence come. It doesn't matter. It's random. Then the second one, then God created this, but God doesn't like people because He's creating bad upon people. So what happens to the merciful nature of God? How can you harmonize that? And the third one is karma. That whatever evil or whatever bad things are happening in our life came from previous actions that we did. The pain inflicted upon others is coming back. And I remember speaking, and one of the boys was there, and he was sharing some of his challenges in life, and it's like, why did this happen to me? And we spoke, one of the positive things in karma is it gives us hope.
Yeah.
The bad things that I did are now being purged. The consequences for my bad actions are now getting the fruits, so that I don't have to suffer this anymore. I don't have to experience this. It's getting cleared through the bad results. So there's hope, because now the bad reactions are manifesting, they're getting clear, and the good actions, the consequence to the good actions will come. So hope is one very important thing within the concept of karma. And the second one is empowerment. When we live a life of randomness, then we don't have any control of our life. And then we ask, what's the meaning of endeavor? Why are you working hard, bro? Just relax. You don't control the fruits anyway. But the empowerment aspect, that's, according to what I do, I have an option. I have the capacity to choose where my life is going through the actions that I perform today and the results of. So that sense of empowerment that comes with the concept of karma, it makes us responsible for our spiritual path and for our life. That what I'm receiving today is the fruit of my past actions, and what I'm doing today will define the consequences that I will receive in the future. So hope, empowerment, and meaning. Karma gives meaning to life. Because the other option is that everything has no meaning, everything is random. But that is a very sad life. I'm not saying it's wrong. That's an option. And people can choose. We have free will. But if nothing matters, why to spend time endeavoring for things? Why discussing about it? No, we look for a life of meaning. We look for sense of purpose. We look for significance. We innately tune into that. No one wants to live a mediocre, insignificant life. If you ask the crowd, hey, you want mediocre life? Hands up. And it's like, no, I want a meaningful life. I want a life of purpose, of impact.
Yeah.
And that karma gives us that, gives a sense that, no, things are happening for a reason. So hope, empowerment, and meaning. These three principles within karma are very important.
I completely agree. And I really like this concept about karma during this life that I'm experiencing now.
I think you're a very good karma, Yana.
And then there comes the reincarnation.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm struggling with this idea. You believe in reincarnation, right?
Yeah. Why struggle? What doesn't?
I struggle because for me it's hard to believe that when my body dissolves and that there stay my sankharas, they stay together.
Your impressions. Yeah.
My impressions,
your desires.
Yes, and they jump as they are or move to something else.
To another body.
Yes, exactly in the way that they are. For me, it would make more sense that they also dissolve, spread out, combining differently with other impressions, and then find their next, let's call it home.
Yeah.
For me, this also would underline the idea of a collective karma, that I'm not only trying to purify my actions for my own karma, but more for a bigger sense.
Yeah, I got it. I feel the sense of identity is very important in the spiritual path. That I'm an individual and I have a unique relationship with the divine. And liberation speaks about that kind of merging, where after death you kind of dissolve into the collective. And that identity is not so present. But we're individuals. we seek to love and be loved. And that's a two-way reciprocation. And I say that personality is very intrinsic to who we are. And karma gives that sense of continuity.
Mm-hmm.
We are going through the process, like we did a high school, now we're getting into a college. It's not like you did high school in sciences and then you're going to sculpture college, fine arts. No, you would do something related with economy or engineering, right? So that sense of continuity comes from that principle of karma, and that mixing of samskaras happen in our home. In this life, we have opportunity to experience new environments, new people, new dynamics, new styles of life. That comes in this body. While we're here, we have that opportunity to get new impressions, new desires, new views of life, and then carry that forward. So that sense of continuity gives progress, gives growth.
I'm not sure if I can... Well...
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
It's not a yes and it's not a no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything takes its time to be understood,
Yes.
and to make sense. And
Yes.
some things maybe never make sense. And not everything needs to make sense
Exactly. Yeah.
now. And
Yeah,
it comes
you don't
naturally.
have to explain everything.
Yeah.
It's more about the experience.
And we can keep progressing in our self-realization without having all things figured out. We just keep moving towards the goal, making advancements, practicing, reconnecting with ourselves, with God, and moving forward. Not everything needs to make sense all the time.
Yeah. Do you think you will be a monk for your lifetime?
I'm a monk now. I'm happy with that. I don't know the answer. I'll have to wait for a few decades to understand. I'm happy in my life now. I know I'm doing what I'm meant to do. I'm the people where I'm meant to be with. And I do have a faith that a deeper awakening of spiritual truth will awaken a higher anchoring, a higher tastes, more cupcakes with sparks. Yeah, that's where my life lies. Ultimately everything is the grace of God, and what God's plan is in my life is yet to be discovered. Some ideas are there, but we plan and God provides. He chooses our path. So I live a path of grace. Bhakti also means to live the path of grace, to live according to the whim and will of the divine. So it's a constant opportunity to surrender, to redefine ourselves, to refocus on what truly matters to me, who I really am at the core, deeper spiritual self. So that path of grace is something very unique, very rare, and that, it's available to all. It's available to all. So, we'll have to see what's God's grace, what's His plan, and how it will unfold. I know I'm where I'm meant to be. I'm very blessed and very grateful, very appreciative of everything that all the devotees, all the spiritual people in my life are supporting me with. All the people that I have opportunity to meet, to serve, to discuss with. It's just been an incredible experience of a lot of joy, a lot of sharing. And I'm just grateful and trying to tune in to the deeper will of God.
How old are you right now?
28 as of yesterday.
Oh no, it was your birthday yesterday. Oh, there was a big party probably. I missed it.
No.
Big kirtan.
Yeah, 28. So it's still like, if you live until 90, there's like 60 years of life.
You have a lot of time.
Yeah, there's so many things to experience, go through, try, don't try, go here, go there. There's a lot to go through. 60 years of life is still a lot to do, a lot to surrender. But life of surrender, this I'm confident won't change.
Yeah, when I see you, I think, or I feel that you are in the right place now. Yeah. Thank you for all your thoughts, for your insights. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,